and we want the fans out of their seat. We want to score goals. We want to give them, momentum on our side, and then on the flip side is when we don't have the ball, is it we got to be dogs.
Does all the dirty work for himself. Simple ball on a platter, right in front of Moose.
And a simple ball, and Peter Musa slots it home. Welcome, everyone, to the Afterburn Soccer Show. It's good to be back after a nice long week, 10 days or so of break, and a lot going on, a lot happening in the world of soccer. But we're here to talk about of course, FC Dallas getting a huge win on the road, traveling up to Sporting Kansas City. And we're going to break it down for you. We're going to touch upon North Texas a little bit later in the show, but we're really going to just get into the good news. It's been a bit since this team has had a win. And, yeah, their road form has been pretty decent this year. But we were all hoping, since the last time they played, they had a nice long break, a chance for some guys to get rested. One of those guys you saw involved in the buildup of that play, Sebastian Lletget, came back after injury to start this one, and we really realized what we had been missing, what this team had been missing in its buildup, its attack, it's getting the ball forward. But some other surprise appearances and performances in this one that we'll get to. But overall, the big picture is a 4-2 win. They go down a goal, they come back. And they score 4 more, give up 1 late, but it's a beautiful performance overall to sort of kickstart maybe the second half push of the season. So I'm joined here with our good buddies Jose and Colin. Let's just get into it, guys. Colin, I'm going to start with you. Just watching the game on Saturday night, I'm sure the nerves were a little bit, this team hadn't been looking super great in May. May was a pretty brutal month. And so to see the team come out and play with this confidence, especially Lucho Acosta, must have been a big relief after what that month of May.
Oh, 100%. I mean, I was at work, and we were kind of slow, so I was able to actually watch the game at work. And, man, it was a little bit, It drew us in pretty early. I mean, Kansas City struck pretty early with a really good goal from Suleimanov, and then Musa answered quickly after. And after that, it was very. You could tell Kansas City kind of took their foot off the pedal a little bit, and then we played our normal road ball, tried to do quick passing, and it kind of just seemed like another one of those. Will it be a win? Will we get something going in the first half? Now that second half, though, the second half is when the game came to life and made the game honestly watchable and very exciting for a neutral and an FC Dallas fan standpoint. Do I? Shelton kind of getting a little bit baited there, like Bubakar was. Bubakar made the tackle, made a terrible tackle against Philly, like we talked about last show we had, and. Shelton kind of got stuck in the same spot. Should he be making that tackle? No. Does he kind of have to make somewhat of a challenge? Not really, but he does, and it costs him a second yellow. Soft second yellow, in my opinion, but I'm gonna take it all day and every day. Lucho Acosta actually scores his penalty before that. Kamungo, granted it was a tap in, but he scored. And then Acosta, that second goal was just beautiful. An amazing pass from Noah Norris, hitting it with his weak foot while literally getting tackled and shoved over. Not a lot of people talk about that. And then it was just like you said, the return of Sebastian Lletget in the lineup. Alvaro Augusto looked fantastic, making me eat my words because I was not, as I've said on the show many times, I wasn't impressed with him with North Texas. I wasn't impressed with him that much, and he's kind of growing on me with North Texas. But when I saw him in the lineup in Kansas City, I was kind of nervous, and he proved me wrong. And he was honestly, in my opinion, besides maybe Lucho or even Musa, I would still say he was our best player on the field that game. He was fantastic, most accurate passer on the team, led the team in touches, and the kid is super young too. Like if he's doing this at this age, I believe he's 20. So like if he's doing it at 20 years old and he's doing well, granted it's Kansas City, it is Kansas City, but if he's doing that well, um, it makes me think that he definitely has some potential there that is finally showing out and coming out to the light.
Yeah, good points. Good points overall. And yeah, and thanks for pointing that out. We can talk about him a little bit, but or Jose, you may want to roll into that. But yeah, it was seeing him start, it was like, oh yeah, all hands on deck. Team was depleted. I thought, maybe Nolan would start in center back, but credit to Quill saying, hey, this kid's ready. He's been getting minutes with North Texas, and why not? And to his credit too, he took this opportunity. He was was noted as Matt Doyle's face of the week on his armchair analyst kind of countdown of looking back at the week. So credit to him, getting some love and something to build on. But Jose, what were your thoughts about this match?
Oh, it was as far as I was concerned, it was a must win, and I think having them score 8 minutes in, you're like, oh man, here we go again. But it was nice to see the team not wait till they were 2 goals down before they started to play well. So maybe this is progress. They went down just 1 goal and came to life. But yeah, you know what? I think this match highlights just how badly this team has been missing Leggett. He was out there. He acts a lot of he adds a lot of poise and quick decision making. Uh, the midfield is the best it's looked the best it's looked all year, and Delgado had a good game. Um, but did the midfielders around Leggett have good games because Leggett was there? And I think that is the case. I think Leggett makes everyone in the midfield look better, and we've missed that. And I think with him back, it gives us hope. That once we get Urugita back, this team, has got a lot of home games coming up. It gives us hope. Yes, it's Sporting Kansas City, and yes, at some point they went a man down, but the team was already up by that time, and they were playing in a fashion that I think they would have won even without being up the extra man. The only difference is, the young kids probably wouldn't have gotten any minutes, which was the other positive I took from this. We've all been wondering where Torquato's been, and what do you know? Now he's made his MLS debut, so bravo for that. Bravo for playing the kids. Um, Bravo for getting a win, and all of a sudden now the team's in a 3-match unbeaten run. What a difference a win makes.
Mm.
And I think this is also like their 16th point earned from a losing position, which is just nuts. And of course, yet another win. Is this like win number 5 already on the road? That's just wild.
Mm-hmm.
I can envision the team riding things at home and still somehow ending with more road points than home points, and that would be a sign of a great season. But hey, I'm just super optimistic for some damn reason.
Yeah, just getting points, and I don't think any of us now at this point believe that FC Dallas is going to be in the Shield picture. I don't. There's probably a mathematical possibility that there's still plenty of games, but it would be a pretty wild kind of turn of events for this team to put it, to have to win everything out from here on out. we're not expecting that, right? We know there's going to be some bumps in the road, but yeah, like I thought, like Lucho, this was a good game for Lucho. We've had these debates over the past a few months since he came on board. We were very excited about Dallas getting a true playmaker, a scorer, an MVP, and we haven't always seen the product in the field. We've seen frustration, we've seen body language, which is a super inside FC Dallas joke for those of us who've watched these teams for a long time. But it hasn't helped to have a rotating cast of players, to have Musa out, to have Bernie kind of be in a slump for a bit, kind of on just not in form, and so it just I feel like that what the starting front four, that's probably our closest. That's our best four right now of the mix. Not that I think Kamungo is still in the mix there in the picture, especially getting a goal for him is just great. But Pedrinho, man, for his limited minutes he's gotten for the opportunities, not that it's been perfect. He's looked like a 22-year-old making his debut at this level at times, but he can make things happen. He's got some skills, and so it's just figuring out how to get him in rhythm with Lucho, getting Musa going again. I mean, the goal you saw there in the opening credits, he practically assisted himself. I mean, it's just we see that. We know that's how good he can be if he can get in rhythm, and the players around him can serve him up with those opportunities. So a lot to like about this. But for Lucho getting 2 goals, I think it's a big lift. I'm sure he's been feeling the pressure. He's been feeling the weight that, he's supposed to be the guy in Dallas, and it hasn't gone to plan. And so for him to come out, get 2 goals, to be as active as he was, hopefully it's a big lift, and he can just start to play with more confidence going forward. I mean, all right, that's thoughts on Lucho's performance. I mean, again, yes, it's against Sporting Kansas City, but this is what we brought him in to do. This is what FC Dallas brought him in to do, right, Jose?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it makes a world of difference when Acosta and Musa are both healthy. I mean, you can tell it just feed off each other. And let's face it, all 4 goals were a result of action between one or the other. Even Kamungo's goal, it can directly be attributed to Musa, taking that shot. And yeah, I mean, happy Acosta. I don't know. It just it's good to see, and it means the team's doing well, and you see him at least playing with a bit more urgency than we've seen. Most of the season. In the last couple of games, he seems to be more involved than he was at any point in the season. So I think he, some people think that Quill is hurting the team by trying to figure out a way to get Acosta to work with what he's got around him. But let's face it, if you got an MVP type player, that's exactly what you have to do. And maybe the team's just now starting to figure out, and that's a good thing for this team. Having Acosta happy and scoring, and being involved in the attack is exactly the kind of medicine that this team needs.
Coop, anything you want to add?
I mean, I kind of really agree with everything Jose said, and I think the defense also is, besides the complete falling asleep on the second goal from Kansas City and really that first shot, there's nothing we could really do besides not get beat man to man and have your second man close out. But if you looked at how Kansas City was on that first goal, if Augusto or Ibiaga stepped up to cover and shifted, it would have left the back post or the right middle of the field open. So that's just an unlucky shot. The defense has looked the best it has looked all season for the most part. I mean, last game against Philly was fantastic. It looked great. This past game now against Kansas City looked great. I can't really think any times this season that the defense has looked that good since Minnesota, which was back in April. So it's one of those things where, the team is the team is slowly, if we can keep this up, is building up on momentum, right? I mean, we're 3 games undefeated. The only game we lost before that was Seattle on that late pen, and then Houston uh, at home, which is unacceptable. But the team is on an up and upward trajectory. We're getting people back healthy, and it's just one of those things where man, we're on the up and up, and I don't want to jinx it, but I think we're definitely on the up and up to where if we keep going like this, we're gonna hopefully sneak into playoffs. And I mean, I say hopefully as if we're not 1 or 2 points off. I think we sneak in because we're best in the West in away form somehow. What's really funny about that is it's like 16 of our 21 points, but we have a -1 goal differential because of our 5 goals conceded against San Diego and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of funny looking at stats like that. But we're great on the road, which is awesome. I think it's just we play with no possession, which in this league at home you got to learn how to play with possession. These teams, like 90%, 80% of them are not going to come at you. You got to be willing to take the ball to them. And Quill kind of was doing that against Philly, and it was kind of working a little bit. And then the red card caused us to bunker and pray and hold on. So it's just one of those things. I mean, the team, I think, has finally figured out what it wants to do. Its mentality on the road, and it's obviously a mentality that they're building at home. I think that there's a mixture of both. But and I think that if anything, we're working out the kinks now, and now we're getting everyone back and healthy. I think it's just going to be a matter of time before we're actually firing at the potential that this team can have baseline, and then just slowly build on that towards the end of the season. Hopefully find a run of form towards the end of the year, going into playoffs, and see how well we can do.
That's great. Yeah, Chris, thank you for jumping on with us. Appreciate it. Yeah, and it's kind of nice to be back and not to be talking again about another draw or a tough home performance or road loss. It's good to be talking about a win. And yeah, we touched upon Augusto a little bit earlier. Just that we knew he was going to be a project. You sign a 19-year-old defender, you're not expecting him necessarily to start right away, and getting him down with North Texas is probably just a way for him to get in rhythm, to get minutes, to get comfortable with the environment, to get the coaches to see him, but for him to step up, this is what we brought him in for. And yeah, a good solid game. I mean, he's still young. We'll see as Ibiaga and Abubakar get healthy, but my gut is as those guys watch this tape, they need to be knowing that there's a hungry player ready to step in and eat up their minutes. So those guys need to bring it as well. And we'll see how that. Yeah. And you're right, Colin. It would
absolutely not.
Oh my gosh, it would be the bleakest of days. And of course, we have home games coming up, and the way this team has played on home, I'm still not. It's not like I'm turned the page, but they're at least going to be rested. This is something big for them to build on, and so let's just hope that they continue to build from this performance. We've said that before; these other performances, So I just don't know what it is with FC Dallas this season, but great, a sigh of relief, and that they were having some fun out there, which is what we want to see too. Yeah, we talked about Sebastian. Our buddy Mitch Howe, posted this, that in the 8 matches Sebastian has played, the team is 4-2-2, 14 points, 1.75 points per game, plus 3 goal differential, and then the 9 matches he has been injured and not played, 1, 4, and 4, 7 points, 0.78 points per game, -9 goal differential, and of course. I'm sure that's not all on Sebastian. It's not like he is the wizard out there, but and there's something about game states in that.
Stats don't lie, man. Stats don't lie.
Stats don't lie. And frankly, look, you start 2 defensive midfielders, in Keke and Ramiro. And
I already forgot his name.
I know, it's like anyway.
Awfully optimistic.
Yeah, and both solid players. I think Keke, I think we're really high on him. I think he has a bright future, but
Yes.
neither of them are like they're defensive midfielders. They're not going to get forward so much, and this team needs a midfielder who can help balance and be that other kind of aggressive run maker, pass forward kind of person that maybe we weren't getting before. So it just creates a lot of opportunities to see how Sebastian. And plus, he's a veteran. He knows how to win. It's just
I want to add that Count said how the defense has looked better. It's the best it's looked in a bit. And again, I gotta say, it's because of the play of the midfield. If the midfield isn't being overrun and it looks like a cohesive unit, then all of a sudden the defense isn't having to put out all these fires from all these turned over balls that we normally see our midfield, provide for most of the matches. You know, one of the reasons they don't seem to maintain possession is because they're constantly trying to go forward and yes, that's good, but not going forward with purpose, you get a lot of turnovers. So I think it's because the midfield played so well, it protected the back line, and that's something that I think gives us hope for the future. Is if the midfield starts to gel, then I think you'll see the defense play better as a whole for the second half of the season, because most of the time that midfield can't do anything to help the back line, and this time they did. Could be the opponent, could be 10 minutes down, but
yeah,
it gives us hope.
yeah.
Exactly. It was a cohesive unit. It looked more cohesive as a whole.
And some of that, I just want to feel like. I mean, the thing Quill said after the last match, he said, we got this break, we got a lot of film to watch, and to take a breath, see what's been working and what's not. So hopefully, too, some of it has been the coaching staff just doing and having that chance to, they're not just week to week treading water, but they're like, all right, let's take a step back and see when have we been at our best. What has that been like? What have been the game states? What have been the situations? What have been the personnel? And get some information to help them. But of course, getting Sebastian back is a great boost. Wow. I mean, and this team has been due for some luck from the soccer gods, and hopefully that will carry over the rest of the year, because we've had some brutal moments. Not that I'm going to argue, like I know Quill has raged against the refs some, but like Abubakar, like you can't do that, and Kyrie Shelton, you can't do that. It's just come on, and you can argue that it wasn't deserving of a yellow or whatever, but like it's just a bad tackle. It was just dumb, and so you get punished for those things. So it was nice for FC Dallas to be on the receiving end of that, even to get a PK in this game too. Like, gosh, that's nice. That's nice. Let's talk about the homestand coming up. I'm trying to pull up the schedule here. The other thing, guys, I'll say about this match too is that Sporting Kansas City started the year really terribly. Of course, we were responsible. The FC Dallas was responsible for getting Vermes out, so this was nice to complete that sweep of the season. But it was also nice because I think Kansas City had been sort of making up ground as FC Dallas have faltered in the standings, and so it's nice to get a little cushion back there. As things get going. And now, of course, we have next up on the 25th a huge revenge game. And if I'm Quill, I'm showing them that San Diego match. I'm going into the guys and saying, that was embarrassing. We have to have a different kind of performance against a very good San Diego team, right? But somehow I've got to find the motivation to get them coming out and taking the game to San Diego, who can be beat, who are a very good team, but are quite beatable on the road. But also, they play well on the road too. I mean, it's a good team. It's well coached. But we got San Jose coming into town. So San Jose next, then San Diego. and then Minnesota. So you got 3 games. You get 9 points. We're off to the races over the rest of this season.
It's actually FC Dallas has 6 of their next 8 matches at home. So you got the 3-game homestand, then 2 games on the road, and then another 3-game homestand. So if this team is going to show that it's more than just a bottom of the pack, lower mid team, it's going to falter at home. But if it's going to show that it's a top mid table team that's going to be, have a shot at, say, the 6th or 5th spot, this is the time to do it. 6 of the next 8 at home.
During what time of year? During what time of year?
During the hot time of the year. So I mean, everything's going to be on your side, and I think that's very important. Is make it happen, make it count, and that's I think this is this is an opportunity for the team to say, hey, we're healthy again. Now that we're healthy, now that we've got everybody back, now we can at least be players in the playoff chase.
Some big ones coming up. It's going to be, it's just, I think we'll have to take it as fans, we have to take it a game at a time. And the real sad thing is the LAFC game, I'm actually going to be in Memphis. Otherwise, I'd be there at that game covering it. So I'm a little sad about that, but it's a work trip. So what do you do?
Wait,
do you do?
Is Orange County playing Memphis? No, just joking. Ownership and all.
I don't think so. I think they've already played. But gosh, that would be fun. I'm gonna look it up while we sit here. But
Pretty
well, let me bring in that little thread though, because I do think it's interesting. This is far afield here, but when we talk about San Diego FC, they bring in this player that he was with Orange County, and then he goes off to Norwegia or whatever, and comes back and he's scoring goals. And so it's a reminder of like, hey, and what's his name? Iloski, right? Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And Ilan Iloski, I think that's right. And credit to him, he scored a goal against FC Dallas when we were down there, and it was kind of a bittersweet thing. Milan Iloski. And so a reminder too that we got to keep an eye on these USLC teams, because they've got some players that can really help MLS if teams would just go give them a look. But man, but good stuff. I mean, good to see that pipeline and see those possibilities. But I got sidetracked there. I got to see. I think they were already in Memphis this month. So, but if not, we'll see. No, they're not. Oh boy, that would have been fun to catch an away game. I wish those FC Dallas was playing Nashville. I would have driven the hour and a half or whatever to Nashville.
Yeah. I see North Texas lost.
Yeah, Norway. Sorry. Thanks, bud. Thanks there. I'm having, when you take a break and you're not pronouncing KK or what, like you have to, oh wait, let me pull it back from the archives. Jose, what were you about to say?
Nothing. I was just saying how North Texas has fallen back to reality there, back-to-back losses, and they need to find a way to bounce back and get that unbalanced schedule. A simple win and they're back in the top 3 spots. So
yeah, they'll be back in action on Wednesday and Saturday as well. So it's going to be a full week for them. But I put on the on the article today, like, I just, this is probably to be expected. I don't think we expected North Texas to be we knew they're going to be better, but this is still a young team. It's still a team that's adjusting and figuring itself out. So I'm not they lost a really tough one in St. Louis City too. That was not great. That was a really poor performance from them, but sort of battled back against Austin FC too, but just couldn't quite get that equalizer. And that's a tough one to drop. But these are learning opportunities for these players. I think that's what we're going to see and as long as they can get into form, and maybe they missed Alvaro. I don't know. I don't know if he played in that one against FC2.
Well, Alvaro and Torcado, both.
Of course, yeah,
both.
no, yeah, of course, it was the same day. So no, they were missing those two, and I'm sure that impacted them as well. Yeah. So yeah, Chris, it's going to be a tough schedule ahead. They're going to have to really put it together, but I have faith in these youngsters. I think they're a lot of fun to watch, and I think they need these learning moments as a team. With so many
they're
guys.
young. Yeah. They're a far younger team than they were last year. So, and I like that. I like that. You know, you want your reserve team to be a younger team with players that can still grow.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, all right. So, we got another roughly a week off until FC Dallas is back in action.
Like a week and a half.
Yeah, and what was interesting about the media availability email that went out is the team's been given a lot of days off. And you may have seen already, actually, Peter Musa was showing up for a fan event. I don't know where, but I just happened to see that video. We shared it in the chat, I guess.
It was for the Benfica Boca game, which also Lucho was there as well, supporting his Boca boys. So
yeah, so good chance for those guys to rest up a little bit. And you know, I saw that and I think, no, don't you want to get back to practice after a big win on the road? But I imagine these guys need that mental recharging, and then we'll come back ready to go. But we'll see. I mean, it's good. At least they don't have to travel for a few weeks. Yeah. A little more on NTSC from Chris Sisset at left back, because Torcado was with FC Dallas and Gall was not at left back. But so a little bit of a weird one. Yeah. But against a hated rival, we don't like losing to Austin.
Yeah, they had like four center backs. They had Charles at right back, and they had Sisset over at left back. Mm-hmm. So you have to wonder if that hampered them going forward. I mean, I don't think I've seen enough of those two playing at that position to see, you know, what kind of fullback they make.
All right, with how massive Cisse is, I doubt and I question how well he would do at wingback going against, especially Abarca. He's a pretty quick player for Austin as well. Very interesting decision.
Yeah, it was very interesting. But I think Charles, is capable of playing that and going forward. But like I said, I don't know how effective he is, because I believe he has the speed and athleticism for it, but I don't know how he is as far as, you know, his footwork and ball possession and all that. Intriguing to watch. I didn't get to see it, but I did notice one thing when I looked at it. It's like, wow, 4 center backs. It's like, that's interesting.
I was at a dear friend's wedding, and like, you know, the games were going on at kind of at the same time. Like it was kind of, I was refreshing my feed, and I was able to watch a good chunk of the first a piece of the first half.
Yeah, I see what Chris is saying makes sense there.
Yeah,
that looks like a like a logical conclusion to that.
Yeah, and I still think we just see a team that a lot of this talent is we're learning. We're learning about these guys like Sisset, like.
Yeah, I mean, you got to experiment. You know, at that, I don't mind them playing players out of position, because at that level, you know, if you think they can play another position, why not give them a look? You know, not upset about it. Just I was just caught my attention. It's like, wow, I'll have to watch this game on replay just out of sheer curiosity of how that went.
Last question, guys. You know, 2 weeks ago when we had our last show, we did spend a little bit of time talking about summer transfer window, and of course, it's on the way still. I mean, it'll be coming around, rolling around the door here in just a month. But you know, as guys get healthy, I think we were pretty clear. We said, we got to be looking for a center back, a winger, would be nice. Alvaro makes things interesting because if he builds off of this and he, keeps this up and forces Quill to give him more minutes, maybe we have our center back, right? I don't want to put all my eggs in that basket yet. I think we're going to see him a little bit more seasoning, but it was a good performance from him. It was a good,
I'm gonna stop you right there.
Oh, stop me! I mean, I'm
Just
trying
to let you know that. Just let you know that when we say we need another center back, we're talking about a starter quality center back, somebody to start alongside Urugide, or someone that can push the two players that are currently battling for that position. That's what we need, and I'm happy that Augusto had a good game. I think it solidifies him as our number 5 CB, which I wasn't certain he even was, you know. But as far as I'm concerned, and as far as a lot of the fandom's concerned, they want a center back that can come in and compete, or heck, a must start would be great. But if we can't get a must start, at least give us somebody that we think is capable of unseating the two players currently at that spot. You may carry on now.
Well, no, I mean, I hear you, and I think that's just what we don't have enough data yet to really know. But I like it. I want FC Dallas to develop young players and to identify those guys and give them those opportunities earlier rather than later. I know that takes a lot of faith. It's a big swing because if it sucks, if it fails, you might lose your job as a head coach. But I just said this is a good performance. He needs to get some more minutes at some point to see if he can keep this going.
I think what this team needs is a backup right back, preferably one that can also play center back, because I mean, Augusto is the first time that we had to go deep into the well. But think of all the minutes that Moore has missed, that we've had to start either Abubakar or had to move Ramiro over there to play at right back. Clearly a hole that needs to be plugged. And we need somebody there that can give us starts at that position.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's, if you're not going to give us a center back, at least give us a right back. Preferably both, but I think right now we need a, like I said, a right back. Just a right back that gives us solid starts, solid minutes off the bench.
All right. Well, so I guess we're in the same place where we are. We need a defender. Yeah, it'd be nice to have a guy who gave you some flexibility. I think we're still open to a winger who could come in and really offer some counterbalance with Anderson Julio. But we also just need this team to be healthy.
But that's just it, though. I mean, you could, knowing the way the signings have been lately, I wouldn't be surprised if they bring in somebody that's in betweener. Maybe at each position, like I said, maybe you bring in a guy that can play winger and right back, or right back and center back, or center back and left back. I mean, if you can get a utility guy or two, that I'd be okay with that. If we're not going to bring any people to push for starting minutes, give us guys that are versatile and can start at multiple positions. Either or.
All right. Well, I think we'll leave it there. Wow, it's nice to feel positive again about this team.
Yes. I'm back to being hopeful.
Yeah.
Not excited, hopeful.
And I'm dusting off taking that nice little break gave all of us a chance to put that negativity a little bit behind us and clear the air, get back in. We're all getting back in rhythm, and we'll see what unfolds the rest of the season. But I am hopeful. I mean, that performance on Saturday, not perfect. Certainly some things to improve, but it was such a needed burst from this team of scoring, of offense, to remind us again, this is what is possible. And like I said, Sporting Kansas City, it's been a tough year for them, but they've been playing well lately. So to go into their house to get those points, it's a good stuff. It's good stuff, and hopefully they can keep building on this with a couple of important matches, 3 important matches right up running that will shape a lot of the future of this season. So good stuff. So Kuv, be well. Jose, be well. Everybody else, please. I'll be uploading the audio.
Right.
Should make it available next by tomorrow morning, so you can listen wherever you find podcasts. And of course, check out Afterburn Soccer, working on a couple articles. Just takes slower than usual with summer schedule and travel and everything coming into play here, but we'll be catching up with some good stuff soon.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Good night, everybody.
All right. Good night.
Night.
You're yawning there, man. I know. Good night, everybody.
Good night.